welcome to day one of 5 more ways over 5 days to cope with COVID-19. Today we're going to talk about working with young people under the age of 12. So Ella, can you tell me what is the impact of COVID-19 on young children?
We're very fortunate that younger children aren't so much directly impacted by the COVID virus. But they are impacted indirectly, that's to say by the quarantine or by the stress of their parents or caretakers. So really it's the impact of the stress on children that we're thinking about today. And stress can affect children from babies up to toddlers, to younger children, to primary school children, which is who we're talking about today. So stress can impact younger children through their behaviour. Really, that's where you'll see the stress impacting on them. So they'll become more irritable, maybe more teary, crying more frequently. They have fears of being left alone, so they might be fearful going to sleep at night, or they might have interrupted sleep. They might have more temper tantrums than usual. They might regress a little bit, so if they have recently been toilet trained, for example, they might go back to wetting themselves. Or you'd have a child that might be well able to drink from their own cup, but now they want to go back to the bottle, that kind of thing. Slightly older children or primary school age children can have a lot of similar manifestations of stress in that their sleep can also be disturbed. They might suffer from nightmares or bad dreams about what's happening. Their appetite might be impacted. They might also be more irritable, maybe more clingy with mum and dad, or trying to compete for mum and dad's attention, that kind of thing. And of course they're out of school, so they're at home, and they might have difficulties adjusting to the new routine. They might have difficulties concentrating on the schoolwork because they don't have the structure of the school day or the school environment. They might also experience some physical symptoms like tummy aches or headaches, that kind of thing. So they're all clues as to the amount of stress that the primary school age child is under.
Can you tell me some things that we can do to help our young people cope with COVID-19?
Okay, well, you have to remember that your child's behaviour is telling you something about how they might be struggling to adapt. So it's important to remember to pause and think what their behaviour is telling you. So I would say the biggest thing is to be patient and kind with yourself and with your child. Routines are incredibly important for all of us, and especially for younger children. So try as much, now the old routine might be gone, but you can establish a new routine. Try to get them up and go to bed around the same time. Try to have meal times around the same time. Try to enjoy meal times together as a family. Try to set times for regular play, exercise, and fun activities, maybe like baking, listen to music, that kind of thing. Support them by spending quality time. I mean, you might be out at work, you might be trying to work from home, you know, you won't be able to spend all day every day, but the time that you do spend, try and make sure it's quality time. And encourage them to talk about what it's like, and importantly, listen to them and help them to express their feelings and help them to name their feelings in an age-appropriate way. And you can do that by just chatting or getting them to draw or write. So it's very important to validate their feelings, to say, of course, I can understand why you'd be lonely, why we can't see grandma, why we can't go to the playground, why you can't see your friends. So you use age-appropriate language to explain to your children why things are so different now. You don't have to have the answer to every question. it's okay not to know. For school-going children, of course, they're trying maybe to keep up a little bit with the schoolwork, so it's important to keep in touch with your child's school and to support them with that. But you know, it's probably impossible to create the school day at home, and neither should you try. Help them to stay in touch with their friends using, you know, electronic equipment, FaceTime, that kind of thing. And also at the same time, try to watch their time spent on screens. You know, try to get the balance right. It is okay for them to have some screen time, but you know, watch what they're playing, or maybe how much exposure they're getting to the news about coronavirus and so on. The main thing is to, you know, try to remember to do what you've always done as a family when times are difficult or stressful. Children love to do things all together as a family, and try to bring a bit of fun into the day if you can.
As a parent of young children, how do you mind yourself through COVID-19?
Well, it's so important to look after yourself at this time, because of course how you manage your stress levels will greatly impact on how your children manage. And they'll be watching you at this time to see how you're coping. But it's okay to be stressed. It is a stressful time. It's important to remember to put on your own oxygen mask first. You know, when you're on the airplane, they say put on your own mask first, then put on your child's. So it's important to look after yourself, because the better you're feeling in yourself, the better you'll be able to look after your child. And remember, we're looking for good enough here. We're not looking for perfection. That doesn't exist. So it's absolutely okay for your child to see you feeling anxious or maybe upset. It's not okay to burden your child with adult worries. So it's important to model good coping strategies so that your child can see you doing that. So it's important to eat well, sleep well as you can, to make time for exercise. Make time for yourself to recharge the batteries, whether that's getting out for a walk or a run, engaging in some mindful meditation or a relaxation practice, or even if it's just gardening, whatever you want. It's important that you get your time out. Focus on nurturing relationships at this time with your friends and family, and you know, connecting with people, connecting with your child, helping others in need. That's always helps us to feel good, and it's important that your children see you doing that at this time. And don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. That's also good modelling for your children.